Hey everybody, it's Chris and welcome back to Something Else Amiga. What do we have on the show today? Is that a Minimig on your desk? Yes it is. You know I'm a huge fan of the Minimig. I have the 1.1, the 1.8, the 197 ITX. It's getting to be the holidays now and you're looking for a gift for yourself.
Something really nice, huh?
I'm kind of crazy with Amiga stuff. I just have a little bit of love for the machine, the platform, and the technology, whether it be emulated or not. They have a new aluminum case. I was like, alright, why not? 80 bucks. It's all aluminum, got buttons now, power buttons, you don't have to just unplug it. I just get really excited about Amiga technology and Amiga products, whatever they are. Let me stop this. So here she is in all her glory. That's the SEC 68000. On the back you have the joystick, mouse and joystick ports. You have a serial port, VGA, 31 or 15 kilohertz. I believe I am in 31. PS2 mouse and keyboard. You can also use an Amiga joystick. It has an ATX header for an ATX power supply, or you can use the provided DC power supply here. Now I really enjoy the other 1.8 acrylic purple. That's one of my all-time favorite Minimigs. And with the new cores updated, she really works very well with the Terrible Fire series cards and the Pistorms and its own up to 60 megahertz 68000. The 197, of course, has 6 megs of RAM, which I devote 4 to fast, 2 to chip. It is a ECS machine. This is not a 1200, okay? The card contains all the goodies you need to get the core booting, and I've shown in the past how this works. If you haven't seen it, go check out that video. I'll link it in the description below. So be careful because I don't want to scratch it, because it's what do you say? Aluminium? Yep, aluminum here in America. Look at that, all aluminum, raised up, vented on the bottom. Mount screws. We're going to open this up in a second. Even the washers are metal. The washers here, oh, geez whiz, these are aluminum. Oh yes, it's all machined. This is like really good quality stuff. You have the main power buttons down here. Power, you have a reset, and the menu, which would be pressing this also. SD card access, and the MCU, or the USB port in the front. Nice Minimig branding with their logo. It is etched, laser cut into the top aluminum. The screws are out right now. It has a power button. It has a power button that is pressable and is also a light. The system button, which is like the menu button, and hard drive, and you press it and I believe it resets, or vice versa. It all lights up. Now we have power control versus yanking the plug out. The feet that are on the bottom I took out so I can slide this forward and show you the magic. On the back it is the same as the other red one with the ports. Joy 1, Joy 2, except you have 2 options for power now. You have the ATX 12, plus 12 DC, audio, keyboard, mouse, an expansion for HDMI on the Pistorm, and another expansion for future doohickeys and hoojamawats, possibly networking with the Pistorm, etc. Now, to remove this, you remove 4 screws with these aluminum feet washers, and you slide your unit out. And inside, you're going to see, inside you're going to see a nice 68000. This is a Toshiba branded one. Minimig 197 ATX with purple. Purple! I love purple, so I had to get it. The case with the Minimig was $390. The case itself, the aluminum case, is $80. So $350 for the Minimig and then $40 for the case. There you go. Shipping, no import here in America. Since this does not have a ATX in there, power supply because of the case, you have a voltage regulator board that goes in here to your 12 volt supply, or the top one actually. You can still power this from the 12 volt regular power, which I'm going to do because it's already plugged in. And my power. Power in the front, you can see we get a power light. Instantly came on. There's the boot ready, and now we should see the hard drive boot. Bingo. Hard drive is a booting. Now SD card access is really in there. Now your workbench experience will be a little different from mine, but I have Tiny Launcher installed so I can just run some demos. Let me turn my volume up a little bit. So I'm going to run 9 fingers again. And it'll just work. Now 9 fingers sucks up a whole 2 megs of chip RAM on its own. And it'll just work. You're rocking and rolling, you're playing along, everything's groovy. 9 fingers is running just like it was a minute ago. There you go. F10 to quit. Escape, escape, escape. You're good. Minimig. You can press hard drive is reset. So yeah, pressing the hard drive button resets the unit. The system button, if you press, is the same as pressing either F12 on your keyboard for the Minimig menu or the menu button here on the aluminum case. And once the cover's on, you're not going to hear or see a thing, and it's the perfect companion for your desktop. If you've already purchased a Minimig 197, you can just go get this case right now, 80 bucks. Comes with all the lights, the whole, the feet, the washer things, and the port covers, and the riser plastics to mount your board in, all the screws. It's perfect. The case is incredible. I love the case. So reach out to minimig.ca. Head on over there and grab one. Right now, when I'm filming this, late October, 6 in stock right now. There's my 197 in purple. Got 3 left now. Had 4, but this just has the regular 68,000 in it, which is totally fine. What are we getting for speed? Everybody's like, go do your sysinfo. Okay, no problem. So it's a 68,000 emulated ECS Denise. What do we get? Now this isn't the super pimp model, but it's running at 36 megahertz on a real 68,000. How does it do that? Magic and science. So you're getting 1.63 megabytes per second using a 512 byte block. Get a little bit more speed if you have a bigger block size. So you're going to be about the same. It's a regular Amiga. There's your WHD load, your Witch Amiga 500 plus. So Minimig Z2 Fast RAM 2 meg, Kickstart unknown, blah 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 blah. ECS Denise 8373, ECS PAL Agnes 8372A 1 meg, but it's doing 2. 8364 Paula, and a Gale, huh? Amiga ECS 2 megs and 3.5 left of the 6. Cool. Your computer is probably an Amiga 500 plus. So to shut it down, I don't think the power button turns it off. It says on off, but it doesn't turn off because I'm on a DC power supply. If I was on the actual ATX power supply that I did not get the plug for because I'm smart, it would be that way. I have to figure out what the ATX positive negative feed is into here, and then it'll do its capacitive reluctance science and math. This just slides back in. The screws go on the bottom, and you're rocking. The screws are the feet. You can even put some rubber dudes right here if you didn't want to move it around, but it doesn't slide on this rubber mat. Once it's all screwed in, it's a beautiful desktop case. It can go anywhere. Mine is actually going to live right here when I'm done with it because it's just so awesome. Maybe I'll show it with my purple 1.8 because that thing just looks, I'm still in awe of beauty of that. I love that case. If you haven't seen that, go check out my Minimig 181 where I got that baby in purple with the acrylic laser etched case. It's great. Minimig.ca. Get yours today. There's all sorts of stuff. There's all sorts of colors. There's all sorts of versions. You don't really see the purple, but I know it's there in my heart, and that's what's most important to me. Here's the case. Anodized aluminum for the 197 ITX. 80 bucks. That's not bad. You're going to go blow 100 bucks on a PC case. It's unique for this. It's branded for the Minimig. you're already invested in your 197, or if you haven't, you can go get one right now and give yourself an early Christmas present. Tell your wife it was 50 bucks. So that's my quick take on the Minimig 197 ITX aluminum case. You guys know me, I don't promote crap that I don't like, okay? If I buy a product and it's junk, I'll let you know the problems with it. I've never had a problem with the Minimigs. I've been using them for years. You can check those videos out. They go back years. So thank you, Ranko, for making this. I have the original Minimig 1.1. This one. I have a video I did on it and never released it, so I'll release that also. So that's all I got for the case. If you're interested, again, minimig.ca. They're up north in Canada, and you can get yours right now. Ships worldwide, so if your money is worth more than Canadian money, even more of a benefit to just go and get one. Now we're going to get into a little bit of a different thing. I have been asked by one of my viewers, of many, thank you for watching this guy, to go into a more deep dive of the Pistorm 500 for the Minimig. Now, I briefly covered it in my previous video on showing this board can run 3 different types of CPUs. That was the Pistorm, the SEC68000, and the Terrible Fire TF536, I believe it was, and how I can do that. And we did some core switching, and I briefly showed the setup, but I did not deep dive into step-by-steps on how to do things because I covered them in previous videos. For this case, I'm going to do a pure Minimig Pistorm build. From start to finish, I will show you what you do on your card and what your prerequisites are for your Minimig. Alright, right now we are in the Minimig OS right now with my Workbench desktop and all that stuff. I'm going to press F12 on my keyboard or this system button. Go into settings, go into memory. See how it says chip? Your memory and fast, so I have 2 megs of chip, 1.5 of slow, and 2 megs of fast. All you have to do for the Pistorm is, whoops, press enter until this says 0, okay? So I have kick 3.2. Go back to where your drives are. You can leave these for now, okay? Leave your hard drives set up as they are. Make sure your memory, and then go exit, and then go below exit, right? Exit here, then go below it, and it says save. And then you can do what's called reset. So we're resetting the Minimig. Alright, I got 1 meg of RAM left. Alright, you're done, right? Pull your power. Now what you need to do is you need to install your Pistorm. We're going to grab the software. We're going to look at my computer here. I'm going to show you what I got on my card. I'm going to put in a blank card. Blank card. So we're going to run SD card formatter. There we go. Minimig 1.8. Ain't that funny? I'm going to set it to Minimig 197. Okay? And I'm going to say quick format. Format it. Do it. Alright. FAT32. That's great. I'm just showing you I'm formatting a card. So what I'm going to run, disk management.msc, disk mgmt.msc, start run, or however you get to it. Don't worry about my other crap, it's my EFI. Here's my Minimig 197. I'm going to right click on it, and I'm going to delete the volume. Alright, I have an unallocated card. So my Minimig card, I'm going to make a new simple volume. Okay, this is going to be my boot. It doesn't have to be large, okay? We're going to make it like 100 megabytes. That's like, how big is this? 2, 3, 5, 10 megs. I'm going to do 100 because I got 32 gigs. 100 megs. Great. Let it be fat. I'm going to call it Pistorm just for my reference. Format it. Go. Great. It's going to be drive letter I in my case. Yours will be different. We're going to open that partition and all that junk. You can unzip the Minimig crap back to it. Pistorm, you've just did your thing. I got 2 ROMs on here. I got my Kickstart ROM. I forget which one it is. It's probably 3.1, and I got my 3.1 ROM. Okay? In my Pistorm config text, kernel, EMU68, disable splash, ARM 64-bit 1, default boot delay, whatever. I'm not overclocking anything. It's all pretty much stock. Okay? The thing I take out is this. I put a hash in front of the initramfs kick.rom. We are not calling any kickstarts from the Pistorm. It is basically loading the Pistorm. The reason is the Minimig's got to control the boot. Okay, it has hard drives in it and stuff like that. We're going to disable those in a minute. After you've carved out your tiny partition, and I copied the Pistorm core to it, either download the nightly build and dump it, unzip it right to there. You don't have to do anything else. Just comment that line out where it says initramfs kick.rom. You don't want it to load a kickstart. 29.63 gigs free. These are going to be my Type 76 hard drives. We all know the system partition cannot exceed 4 gigs. I guess it can on the newer ones, but I just go like this. New partition, and I don't format these. So I'm going to do 3500. Next. You can assign the drive letter, but do not format this volume. Next. Finish. Okay, it's going to be raw. Perfect. This I'm going to leave big. Okay, 26 gigs for me. Yours will vary. I'm going to make a new partition on it. New volume here. A new partition. Remainder. That's fine. And we'll say do not format this volume. Finish. 100 meg Pistorm I called it. These are going to be Amiga Type 76 hard drives. Don't worry about what Windows says. We formatted them raw, assigned a drive letter, it doesn't really matter. Close it. In the start the search box, type CMD, and then click Run as Administrator. Okay? It should say Administrator Command Prompt. DISK-PART. That's disk, Microsoft Disk Part. My computer is named Turd2. And you see nothing. So what you type is list disk. You will see a bunch of disks. You're looking for your disk. Don't worry about 2, 3, 4. That is because I have a card reader in mine. Don't ever touch your big drive. I have a 2 terabyte SSD in mine. You'll know it's going to be the size of your memory card. In my case, this 29. So I'm going to say select disk 1. Disk 1 is now the selected disk. Now I type list part. So we have our 100 meg Pistorm partition. We have our secondary 3500 meg. It's going to be system. And 26 gigs of... Okay, so we have our partitions. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do select part 2. And, okay, we're going to type, after we selected the partition, we're going to type set ID equals 76. That is the hex value for an Amiga hard drive. Hit enter. There you go. Successfully updated the partition ID. Again, select, oops, part 3, because I added 2. Remember, I had 26 gigger right there. Select part 3, same thing, up arrow, set ID equals 76. You're done. Okay? Cool. Exit, exit. You're done with Windows. We're going to take this card out. We're going to put it in the Pistorm. Alright, so I can get the 68,000 out safely, I'm going to remove the motherboard from its little case, and then I'll show you it in purple. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to run HDMI here on the right monitor. HDMI into a micro dude. Minimig regular boot on the left monitor. Okay, so there's the Amiga loaded. You're going to notice right off the bat that I have 500 megs of RAM. Okay, because I only set 2 megs of chip. See, I still have this F12 here memory. I can't change that. Okay, so by setting 2 megs of chip, now I have the Pistorm Pi Zero 400 megs of RAM. Just in additional benchmarks here, sysinfo, whatever, speed. Now it's a 60 to 40 882. That's all Pistorm stuff. I've done nothing. 312 times faster, 172 MIPS, 337 megaflops. It's 165,000. She's rolling. Don't even have to cold shower pull it. Yeah, 2,891 megahertz. It's not it, but watch. So, but still, pretty good. Pistorm, okay? Quit. rocking. We can run demos, we can do all of our stuff, and it just works. How do you get to this hard drive thing you carved out, Chris? I can't see nothing. I don't see the HDMI. I don't have HDMI on this right now. I disabled the splash screen. In your Minimig's workbench. We're going to go to Tools. We're on HD Toolbox. Now, this is going to show only the HST workbench Minimig hard drives. What I need to do is I make a copy of this. Copy. And it'll just show up over here. And what I do is I rename this to HD Toolbox Pistorm. Okay, so now I have HD Toolbox Pistorm. I go up here to Information. And I go to Icon. And see where it says SCSI underscore device underscore name equals SCSI.device. For the Pi My series, it's BRCM-SDHC.device. And you hit save. Now you can change max logical unit number to 0 or 1. That way you don't have to scroll 82 times through it. So now we're going to run this copy of, or this hard drive toolbox Pistorm. Okay? Again, icon, information, the icon button. I changed SCSI.device. SCSI underscore device underscore name from SCSI.device to BRCM-SDHC.device, and then I clicked save. Now we'll launch it. When we launch it, we're going to see 3 SCSI devices, 0, 1, and 2. What? You only made 2 partitions. I made 3, remember? On Windows, there's a FAT32 partition. That's taken 0 on this. There's a 1 and a 2. The 3500 meg and then my 30 gigger, or 20 whatever gigger. So important safety tip is, I'll show you this, but you don't want to touch this one, because this is going to be the whole card. It'll say like 30 gig. Watch. Change drive type, define new, read config. Oh, look. SanDisk, 30 gig. You don't want to do that or you're going to erase your Pistorm stuff. Okay? Cancel, cancel. For example, I'll just show you. So go to card 1. Change drive type, define new, read config. It should be about 3,500 megs. Bingo! You just got to change this name. Call it Minimig sys part. It's just a name that's going to stick on the card, okay? It's up to you. You don't have to, but whatever. Manufacturer's name, SanDisk. Drive. This is all weird. I always call it Minimig sys. It's just my own reference, okay? Okay. Hey, look at that. Say okay. It's a normal Amiga drive, okay? Click here, delete partition, drag this over. One big partition. I'm leaving it SDH0. I'm not going to name it DH0 because remember, the Minimig has a DH0. SDH0 is fine. Now here's how you're going to get speed. Click Advanced Options. Number 1, you can increase your buffers to 300. You can do direct SCSI transfer. Under this change button, see this block size? Crank this up to 2048. Or 4096. Standard file system, fast file system, international mode. You can do directory cache, long names, whatever you want. I don't care. I'm leaving it as is. Increasing the block size. 4K block size. Overkill. Great. Okay. Hey, SanDisk Minimig sys. Save change the drive. Not changed. Repeat for your final partition. We know it's Big Mama for me. We're going to call this Minimig SDH1, right? We know it's going to be called, we're going to read it. 27 gigs. Now I'm going to call this the same thing. I'm going to call it Minimig DH1. DH1. All one word. Okay? 27 gigs, that's about right. Alright, we're going to say okay. Minimig DH1, partition drive. I'm nuking it. Big drive. I'm going to call it SDH1 on this. Remember, it's going to always be DH0, so change it. It's not bootable. So click change. 4096 block size. Great. Max transfer, I'm not worried about. This is not an IDE device, so you're okay to leave her as is. International file system, fast file system, auto mal partition. Great. Okay. So we have system, DH1, save changes to drive. Exit. Now, sometimes you will see these pop up, okay? They'll just auto pop up. Other times you have to reboot. So press F12 on your Minimig menu and choose Reset. This will take a second to boot. There we go. Alright, see these crazy things here? What the heck is this? These are your hard drives for the Minimig. Icon, format, always quick format. We're going to call it System, because these are named Workbench and Data. So we're going to call mine System. No trash can, leave the rest, quick format it. You sure? Yeah. Alright, so I got a System. Repeat the process for DH1. You can call it whatever you want, just don't name what those are, okay? Devices are different. It is SDH1. You could name it SDH1. Doesn't matter. No trash can, quick format, initialized. Now you could do this in WinUAE. I'm doing it the hard way on the Minimig itself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off this slave drive. We're going to leave DH0 on because I have a DH1. Or reset. That way it won't boot off of DH1 for some reason it's doing. Okay, so here we go. We're back. We have DH1, System, and whatever. I turned off my DH1. I'm going to use Opus here. And we're going to go SDH0 on the left and DH0 on the right. I'm going to select everything and I'm going to say copy. It is going to copy the contents of the Minimig DH0 to my Pistorm Type 76 partition. I'm not going to do the big drive because it's got games and stuff. You can do that on your own. This is just how you can quickly do it. You can also stick this card like I did for my previous one in WinUAE, build it, and just be done with it. Carving out the Type 76 partitions on Windows is super simple. You saw what I did. I choose to format them on the Amiga, real Amiga, or emulated Amiga here in this case. WinUAE would do the same thing. You would have to add the hard drive as a Type 76 hard drive in the WinUAE thing. I'm just showing you this way because it's simple and I don't have to jump around multiple platforms. One device to do everything. I'm not even switching oh man, the demos are on here. I'm not even switching the card for nothing. I'm just going to copy this to show you. It's going to take a minute because it's got a boatload of demos at 1.6 megs per second. I'm done copying all the stuff. Basically, I just copied the workbench. Okay, so now if I look at System here, it's got a workbench on it. Okay, what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to F12. I'm going to go to Settings, Drives, Hard Drives, enable DH1, enable like Workbench and Data. They're all enabled. I'm going to turn them off. Exit and reset. I did not save it, so it's still fresh. This should boot off the Pistorm's drive. It's going to load the Minimig 1.bin off of the SD card. That's the core for the Minimig to get its stuff rolling. Takes a second. Then it'll flip to the Pistorm. It'll find the Type 76 hard drives, and magic will just happen, and we'll have the exact same workbench up. Bingo. See? Now we're on. We have no hard drives, and we're on the Pistorm. So look, again, settings, drives, hard files, 0. They're disabled. You see that? There. Okay. So all I did was disable them after I built them. Exit. Exit. So now DH1 is 26.2 gigs free. DH0 is what I had rolling along with it, with my demos and 9 fingers again, and just run it. Everything's copied, so it just works. Turn up the volume. Pistorming with what was there. Okay? So, with yours being that way, I turned mine off for a second. I'm going to put my card back in my Pistorm because I turned that video HDMI enabled dude on for this one. So this is my Pistorm card. We'll see if we see it when it reads it. Yeah, so taking that little 0 to 1 to a 0 shows the splash screen. Just shows the EMU68 logo. This will be my Pistorm booting its Type 76 hard drives. I'm going to turn off my hard drives. This is my card. I'm going to say disable that. Exit, 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 and below exit is save. Alright, now I'm going to reboot it. So this will be EMU68 splash screen on the right because I have it turned on now. There it is. Remember, warm reboots are just warm reboots once the kernel's loaded. We'll see this all day long on HDMI until you set up the RTG, which I'm not doing. This is my 3.2 running off Pistorm with my stuff, Doom, Opus 4. This is my card the way it was. Only had one hard file on here. Never configured a second drive for mine. It's just 4 gigs. 2 megs of chip, 422 mega fast, EMU68 on the plug, Minimig boots. Once again, settings, memory, only 2 megabytes of chip RAM is selected. I showed you step by step. As far as drives, you can make it 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever you want. Right now, my IDE, I'll turn it back on. We can enable, we'll disable DH0 and we'll enable DH1. We'll say exit, no, go out of here, and then below to save, and now we'll reset. So I turned off the Minimig's DH0. We're going to run PDH0 with this partition. So now we're booted off mine, yet we still got the data drive of the, the stuff. So anyway, that's how you Pistorm a Minimig from start to finish. You can customize this your own way. I can grab these if I unplug this and put this Pistorm card in WinUAE and add the hard drive. You can see these on WinUAE. If you have a config built, you can drag and drop crap a lot faster. Load it up, you got enough room on there, and you're good to go back to the land of Minimigs. Cool. Ever so carefully. Put her back in her box until the next time. So that is all I got for now. Please check out these cases. This case as a kit, $80 if you're crazy like me. You like Minimigs. Now there are 2. Actually, there's 3. Actually, there's 4. Yeah, there's 4. 1.1, 181, 197 ITX in red, and now 197 ITX in purple with a case. Aluminum case. Beautiful case. Love that thing. Check it out, minimig.ca. Yeah, this is all apart because I pulled the board out, but she's going back together, and I'll show you a final screenshot as the credits roll. So that's all I got for today on Minimigs. Thank you for hanging out with an old fat dude for the day. Thanks for watching, and I hope you learned something.
What do you know from funny, you bastard?